Hello there! So, lately I've been talking about a lot of heavy topics. I'm not done with those things yet, for sure. But I definitely don't want to crowd my channel with too much of the same stuff. As such, I thought I'd branch out and do one of the other things I'd mentioned were possibilities on free days. I'm going to be reviewing some things, or, in this case, someone's. Today's video is in its entirety about Hank and John Green, possibly the most important YouTubers in the site's history, at least in terms of making it what it is today. In 2007, the two brothers started a channel called Vlogbrothers, since they were two brothers who would produce vlogs. Each brother was tasked with making a video once a day in what they called the Brotherhood 2.0 project, which would be a year without textual communication between the two. The occasional phone call was permitted, but most communication came through their videos. They slowly but steadily gathered fans, called Nerdfighters, until July 18th. 2007. On that day, a Wednesday, Hank posted his most famous Song Wednesday video, Accio Deathly Hallows. This was the age of the standard YouTube homepage, and he made it there. Their subscriber count shot up. They continued in 2008, thankfully, and are still making videos on that channel to this day. Their videos have made me laugh, cry, and question the world. They inspire me to imagine people more complexly, to decrease world suck, and to be unironically enthusiastic. They became YouTube partners, and I think they might have been the first people to do so, but I don't know that. Don't quote me on that. But that allowed them to get to do all sorts of cool stuff. In addition, they got grants to build educational channels. There's SciShow and all the Crash Course programs. But that's not all. John is an author with a decent amount of fans. It's not like they kept his most recent book on the New York Times Young Adult bestseller list for 78 consecutive weeks or anything. But not only are his fans decent in number, his writing is more than decent in quality. Looking for Alaska, his first book, won the Prince Award, the biggest in young adult literature. He then wrote An Abundance of Catherines, followed by Paper Towns, which also has gotten a successful movie adaptation that boosted its numbers. And then, of course, was the entirely unprecedented The Fault in Our Stars, which was at the #1 spot even before it was released. In addition, he co-wrote Will Grayson with David Levithan, and Let It Snow with Levithan and Maureen Johnson, and that's a helicopter. So I might reshoot this. Probably not. Anyway, all of his books are fantastic. I love them to bits. And a fun fact, this week, on the NYT bestseller list, Paper Towns is #1. Looking for Alaska is #3. The Fault in Our Stars is #7. And An Abundance of Catherines is #8. All 4 of his books are in the top 10, even Alaska, now a decade old. He's in the process of writing his 5th solo book currently. Hank, meanwhile, is also writing a book. But his primary focuses are on educating people about science, maintaining DFTBA records, a store that once was just a merch store and now symbolizes the Nerdfighter community, participating in Titan's Grave, well, not anymore. Helping out with DFTBA games, making music with 4 CDs available, and, of course, creating cons, like NerdCon, this year, NerdCon Stories, and a small con that you've never heard of, I'm sure, VidCon. They also do a weekly podcast, tour occasionally, each have a gaming channel, though John co-opted Hank's original one, and use ad revenue to support all sorts of things, including AFC Wimbledon, an English soccer team which is much less interesting than Mars, but much easier to gain information on. People my age are the first generation to grow up on the internet. We're all warned about the men who are in their 30s and want to prey on us teens, but we rarely hear about the men who are in their 30s and want to encourage us, lift us up, educate us, embrace us, respect us, and engage with us. John and Hank are both absolutely fantastic role models. They're also upfront about their imperfections. They apologize for any mistakes they make. John talks about his anxiety disorder, normalizing mental illness and helping erase the stigma around it, and Hank is frank about his ulcerative colitis, and even prompted people to take action when a medication became too expensive for most people. They both discuss politics, philosophy, and Batman. They both were right on Batman. It's just refreshing to see people who genuinely seem to care about those they're trying to reach. If you like this video or the Vlogbrothers, then show it. Hit the like button. Have a comment on either Hank and John, or John and Hank, or something else? Leave it below. Want to see more of my face? Subscribe! My Twitter and Tumblr are in the description, and don't forget to be using the hashtags JamSession or Ask Azaria to get your questions answered in a video, or just message me a question on either social media platform. I hope you have a great day.